what's up everyone, AdorierLegoStudios here, back again with another episode of Building Kamino in LEGO Week 5. Guys, I'm super excited to show you guys what I got done this past week. As you can kind of see right there, we got the platform built. So I've been saying that I've been excited to get started working on the actual platform. I've been kind of working on the pillars lately, but I've been really excited to get started on that platform. And this week I was like, okay, I've got the bricks, I've got everything I want to do. Let's get started on this platform. So, like I said in last week's episode, I was like, that was kind of my main goal, and that's kind of what I got done this week, and that's really all I got done. Sadly, I didn't get anything done on the water side of things. I've kind of run low on water, and so I'm still waiting on a certain order to actually arrive that will kind of succeed my water expectations for a while. But for the time being, the most of the work that got done this week was for that awesome platform right there. Now, I do want to point out that real quick that it is not 100% done. There's still little things I need to change, including like the area where I need to add the bridge at. So that still needs to be fixed, as well as there's some little things like, as you can see, those little poles right there, which I'll get into that in just a moment here. Basically, that is not 100% done. That's kind of just like the beginning stages, and I kind of ran out of time to the point that I was just like, okay, I'll just continue on working on this later in the week where I can actually get more in depth and have a little bit more time. Luckily, this next week, I kind of have a little extra free time on my hands, so I'm going to devote most of my time this week to kind of finish building those little things that are hanging off the platform, finalizing the platform, as well as maybe starting on that one, as well as maybe getting some of the bridge done. I know that sounds like a lot, but honestly, really all I need to focus on is getting basically the beginning stages of the bridge, as well as maybe the beginning portion on that one. That way you guys get to see like more of how this mock is coming along. Again, this thing is looking fantastic in my opinion. Like I was in a call with Aiden earlier, and I was just reminiscing. I'm like taking a couple feet back and kind of just looking at the overall view of this is just fantastic. So I'm really excited to show you guys what I got done. Again, this is a collaboration between myself and AdorierLegoStudios, or Aiden. For those of you who haven't, definitely go check him out, as well as check out his episode of Kamino. His episode should be going out right at the same time as mine. So if you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend you doing that and sending him some love. So with all that out, I can't wait to show you guys. So let's get on today's episode of Building Kamino. Okay guys, so taking an overall view of the mock, kind of like I usually do at the beginning of each episode. Guys, like I said, this thing looks so cool in my opinion. Kind of just taking a step back and seeing what it's looking like. Now I do quickly want to apologize for there now being a time lapse this week. Basically, when I was building the platform as well as like the rims around it, I was in a call with Jay, as well as I think I was talking to Aiden a couple of nights, and I just ended up forgetting to actually set up a time lapse for it. So I apologize for that. And again, since there was no water added, so I didn't get to time lapse that. But honestly, I am loving how Kamino's looking. Like, this just looks so fantastic. Now, before getting to the platform, I do want to quickly point this out, like I do every time I actually build up the army. The army is still being built up. I know this is kind of just like one of those little add-on things, but this is growing. I added 10 more troops to the army this past couple days because of the fact that I did a live stream the other day, which did really well. So again, if you guys want to check out the live stream, you get to see what's going on before the actual episodes. So army's looking great. Again, I've got 5 more battle packs I still need to open up, so we're gonna have a decent amount of clones ready to go. I did mention quickly in the live stream that I was thinking about doing a clone army video, basically going over, other than just these guys, I was thinking about actually setting up a bunch of my clone troopers to kind of have that little fun little clone army video to get and kind of just like let basically an enjoyable video that shows an awesome clone army. So that is added on. That was kind of just a small thing. Nothing was done to this platform or pillar. Just because of the fact that it's like I didn't really have time to work on this one because I was focusing on this one. Now, if you're curious why this one's still kind of bare bones, and the reason why is the guy I purchased all the tiles from hasn't shipped them yet. And the reason for it, I guess he was on vacation or something, so he was away, so he couldn't send the parts, but he sent the parts, they're on their way, and I should be getting them in the next day or so. So don't worry, that will be completely covered up. luckily that wasn't a main thing that I had to worry about today or this week. So now onto the actual progress of the mock. And guys, this thing looks so freaking cool in my opinion. Like, I'm loving this platform and pillar and overall view of this thing. It just looks so freaking fantastic. I can't stop loving on how this is looking. So while building this, like I said, I forgot to set up a time lapse, but I was in a call with Jay, so I was like showing him update shots, getting some feedback, as well as like getting some ideas and all that. And honestly, this thing came out insanely well. Now, I do want to point out that the road, or the actual platform, the bricks right here are all snot, except for the middle area, which is basically how this is actually, you know, built into the actual thing. So I can't really, in the scenario that if you're building a road, it makes it a lot easier to actually make snot roads because of the fact that you have a kind of flat surface to lay on. This, on the other hand, was not as easy because of the fact that everything's kind of stilted up because of the fact that it is not on a complete flat surface. So I had to make the middle area kind of a stud showing because of the fact that bricks had to be placed underneath to actually hold it up. Now, before I take the gunship off, as you guys can see, the gunship can sit on this without anything breaking, and honestly, I love this shot right here, just seeing the gunship on there with the troops. It's just so fantastic. So taking the gunship off, let's move this bad boy down here. So you can kind of see the platform. Honestly, I think it looks so cool. Again, there's a few things that are going to be changed because of the fact that I'm going to have some cargo crates, as well as battle droids and clone troopers and fire and stuff. So it isn't going to be this completely plain. Even so, I really like the kind of shininess or glossiness that are coming from the lights onto the actual bricks. That just looks so nice. If you see some of these studs standing up, the reason why I have those out is for like figure placement, or like for these cargo bins I don't want to have just sliding all around. I can kind of just place it right there. Like I said, there are going to be some cargo crates, as well as like some fire, maybe like an explosion happen, as well as some, well, of course, in a battle going on, so you're going to have like broken droids, shot down clones, so on and so forth. So, even so, just looking at this, that just looks so cool in my opinion. Now, I do really like how the kind of rim around it, the dark gray rim, came out. Actually, I'm really happy with how this came out. It does use like those 1x2 pieces that have the little notches on the sides, so that is how it kind of gives its curve, and overall it just gets a really nice look. It was actually really difficult to figure this out because it also had to fit in this kind of general area, as well as had to get this circle made out of bricks kind of fit around it. So that looks great. Now, I know in the original idea for the platform, the bricks were gonna kind of sit on this, and basically it was just gonna come out on the this kind of ring right here. And I ended up deciding not to, because this whole platform right here, minus the ring and all that, is bigger than this thing right here. So deciding on that, it's like, yeah, I need to skip that and make it bigger. So I ended up doing it. I kind of just extended everything out right here and kind of just building on and making it a little bit longer. That way it could fit a larger platform. And it came out really nicely. Again, I am very happy with how this is looking. Now, if you're curious about these things right here, basically, if you go back to the instructions, which I have right here, basically, these things right here are kind of representing these. Now, again, my drawing is not the best representation of it, but basically, these poles right here kind of represent these things, or antennas that stick out of the actual platforms, and basically, this is what's represented. And the idea is to have a couple on each one, not too many. Now, for the instance on this side, as you can see, I have one in each corner. For the instance of this side, there's not going to be one because of the fact that the bridge is actually going to be connecting roughly right here, and it's just going to look really awkward. I have not decided if I want to put one right there. Still trying to figure that out. I may even just keep it like just plain. It's going to be pretty much the same on this side, kind of just like a couple around, as well as maybe a tiny floating platform that you see. So, like I said, this was basically the bulk of everything that got done. I wish I got some water water studs placed, but again, I'm running extremely low. Ended up deciding, I'm like, okay, I'm going to skip. There's not enough studs to actually basically showcase. Like, if I would have done a time lapse, it would have been like probably 3-4 seconds long. That's how low I'm running. So I'm very happy with the platform, and I'm really excited to get this pretty much copied and pasted onto that one, just because that's going to look so cool. Again, I can't wait to have the bridge connecting each other. I could probably put... That broke off. I could probably put that back right there so you guys get to see that awesome scene. Like I said, I really love how the troops look against the gunship. One issue I have found out that the gunship is a little big on the platform. My solution on that is, this is not the actual gunship platform. Neither is this one, neither is that one. So basically, the platform that's going to be holding the gunship is going to be on that side. The idea is I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, because honestly, adding a few extra bricks to it is not that big a difference. So I'll get to that when I get to it, but honestly, this just looks so fantastic, and I can't be more happy with how the smock is looking. So with all that out, let's go on to the final parts of the video. Okay guys, so that was this week's episode of Building Kamino. I hope you all enjoyed this week, because of the fact that I really love how that platform's looking, and I really hope you guys do as well. Now, of course, definitely leave me some feedback, what you guys think of the platform. Do you think I should change anything about it? I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on the comments below. Now, I do want to quickly mention something. I saw this a lot in the comments section of the last episode. A lot of you guys were asking if I was going to add waves, or basically some texture to the water, basically to give it some height, as well as like different, like I said, different waves and so on and so forth. So Aiden and I were actually joking about this. But yes, don't worry, there will be waves and all. But the reason why there hasn't been any waves yet, and the reason why there probably won't be any in a while, and I'll probably go over this occasionally again, but the reason why is because the studs that we have on hand, we're prioritizing them to actually filling out more space. So for the instance of that base plate, I'd rather have the base plate completely covered in studs than to actually have some waves into it, because of the fact that if I do use waves, I'm gonna kind of mix in some trans blue studs as well as some clear studs. So in that instance, I could also be using those trans blue studs for the actual layering of plates and so on and so forth. So that's kind of why I haven't added any waves. And don't worry, again, I will be adding waves. Don't worry, there's going to be water splashing and so on and so forth, because I do know Kamino is like especially really known for its rainy season and all that. The good news is, since we're doing the Battle of Kamino, it was during a day and there really wasn't any rain going on in the episode, so that does make it a lot easier. Don't worry, there will be waves. I'll make sure to add that later on the road. Again, my goal right now is kind of just cover as much space and area with the water studs I have on hand, and then kind of go back and add the little details at the end. Because that's something that I know a lot of other YouTubers tend to do, is certain details, yeah, you can do them right away, especially if it interferes with a certain build. And if you build something up and you have to go back to add details in it, yeah, that's going to be extremely difficult, and you should just done it in the first place. In the water situation, it's not as hard, and it's actually pretty simple to do. So I did want to just mention that real quick to kind of answer you guys' question. Yes, there will be. Again, for this upcoming week, I have a lot of free time on my hands, so I'm going to do my best to spend that time building on Kamino. Again, my goal is to kind of finish off those little antennas that are sticking out of the platform, as well as maybe getting the bridge started. Again, it just depends. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that, because I've kind of run low on my light bluish gray bricks. I kind of need to get some more, because those things at the platform, the first platform, it does not have very little. It takes a lot. So I think that's all out. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, definitely smash that like button, as well as if you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe. We have some awesome videos coming your way. Again, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the platform. I definitely want to see your feedback, as well as if you haven't checked it out yet, Aiden will be releasing his episode on Kamino at the same time, so if you haven't seen it already, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check out and show him some love. So I think that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.